Okay folks, this one's a bit grubby. It's a found object. You've seen these heaps on the street. This one came off, came unstuck. We'll soon find out what it is. Might as well make a use of it before it becomes forever a piece of trash. I'm going to make this a black and white job. I wonder how big we're going to make this. The horizontal is probably going to be 300 and the vertical is going to be 260. It's going to be stretched, stretched along the elongated. Going to make this look really nice. I don't know how it's going to look. It looks a bit like it's going to make a minimalist piece. I'm wondering if we're going to leave it on text photo printed. Anyway, let's see what this curio, that's like curio, we all know what it is. Okay, it's a cat eye. It's one of those things you find on a roadway. I'm going to photocopy that. It's going to be a bit filthy. There's a bit of dust come off it. I'm going to have to be careful with this and maybe wipe down the photocopier when I'm finished, but it's really, really filthy. Shit, that didn't sound too healthy. Bit of a scratch. Fortunately, I'm not using someone else's photocopier. I'm going to have to give the glass a clean gently with a cloth, dampened with water. Didn't like the sound of that. I'm going to have to just clean that. Maybe wash my hands when I'm finished. I did give it a quick wipe. I think the vertical is too high. The vertical is too big. Take a deep breath. And we're just going to push that up a bit. So we're going to make the vertical smaller. I'm going to make it maybe just a little bit more than 200. So we're going to make it maybe 210. I was going to put a sheet of paper on it behind it to make it look more interesting. So I'm just going to grab a sheet of paper and put it on there. And maybe I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, that looks interesting. Still looks a bit too big. And maybe I'm going to move this dirty sheet of paper on the floor, put it somewhere. I'm just going to put it maybe on the recycle pile. I'm going to throw that cat eye in the bin, I do think. Going 204 for that. Deep breath. Yeah, that looks better. Wondering where the centre of the job is going to be. We're going to lighten it and see what happens. Okay, that looks better. Or does it? Looks a bit wishy-washy and the scratches aren't showing as well. But wondering which one's going to be better of the two. I think the darker one is. You just don't know until you just press the buttons. You know, it's like that. You just don't know till then. This is going to look a bit minimalist, so I'm not a big fan of minimalism, but a lot of people do like it. I mean, there's worse things than a cat eye on a photocopier, I'm sure. I do think that there's been more absurd kinds of modern art in time, like Marcel Duchamp's urinal, which he called, what did he call it? Fountain. So yeah, Marcel Duchamp. This strange art movement called Dada. Really obscene. A lot of obsceneness. What's the word? Absurdness in Dada. Dada is full of silly. It's silly, but it was an art movement and it was taken seriously. So Dada. So I don't know enough about the art movements of the world. I'm not a person who has partaken in any actual movement. I think that looks interesting. I forgot to put it on mirror image. But basically I'm a person I've got my own style. I don't need to feel like I have to join fuck this stupid damn machine. We want that. But basically, I don't feel the need to become a part of a cohesive, if that's the right word, art movement. I don't need to be in a crowd of artists to basically... I do my own shit. I've got my own style, even though my style could be compared with other styles. That there are parts of, like, I do a lot of commercial pictures, you know, like cans of soft drink like Coca-Cola and all that. So you could call that a pop art influence. So I do get influenced by other types of art, but I still have my own style. It's not a clone or a copy. Just because I do pop art doesn't mean I am replicating slavishly the likes of Andy Warhol. I just get in. It's an influence. Although I started doing that kind of work when I was a 13-year-old. I knew nothing of pop art or Andy Warhol. I just like to make pictures with magazines and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, I think the Harlequin effect has made this more aesthetically pleasing. I think now we can call this demo off the road finished.